everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. I have not long completed my faux envelope video and it hasn't uploaded yet, but I felt like that envelope took a little bit of getting there as far as planning and executing, and I decided I wanted a little bit more of a simple project next. So I did mention that I wanted to make 6 faux envelopes and they will all be slightly different. But I just feel like I needed a little bit of a change. So as well as the envelopes, I'd like to do some paper bags. I have different size bags, different styles of bags, and I've decided I'm going to have a play with this one and jazzy it up a little bit, and hopefully it will be a little bit of a quicker, easier project. So I hope you're all fabulous. I do have my AntiquePaperie papers here. I hadn't put away from when I did the faux envelope, so I'm going to play with those. Just looking at that, that's quite... I'm hoping my belly doesn't get too loud for people. I was like, do I turn the camera on now and craft, or do I go and have something to eat? And I went, you know what, hubby, I've had a busy morning today and hubby will be home shortly. And I went, if I don't do it now, I won't be able to do it at all. So I've decided to put my hunger to the back burner so I could come and do a video for you all. And I'm hoping that works in my favour. I had meant to make myself a cup of tea before I came and did this, and I've forgotten. I've just remembered. So now I'm wishing I had of. But, oh well, the things we do. Oh, that's curling, that's why. You can just be torn off because I don't need you. And I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing with this envelope. I will probably glue it onto the page, I'm thinking. So I'm not too worried about the back. And first time I saw this envelope being done, Gayle Agostinelli did. And I was watching Boobro. And I can't think of your name. Andrew? Why don't I check these things before I turn the camera on? It's so embarrassing. Oh, golly. That's really frustrating me. I was watching him craft this morning and he was doing one of them and I went, that could be a really good fun project for a little bit of an interlude. As I said, I had planned on doing the faux envelopes, but... sorry, the faux... Sometimes I don't know why I try and turn the camera on and craft at the same time. I had thought about doing the paper bags as another project for this journal, but I was thinking I would do all of my faux envelopes first, but it's good to change it up, I think. And you're not long enough. Oh, and that's a really pretty contrast to the brown paper bag. I love brown paper. Some of me is really sad to be covering it over, I must say. Now, do I want to add this paper? Crafty Bro. I think that's his YouTube channel name. And when he was doing his envelope, sorry, I'm not going to get that right. It doesn't matter how many times I try, I'll still say envelope instead of paper bag. Work with me here, guys. You know what I mean. He had a piece of paper that he said was very fragile, and I did remember wondering whether it was a good idea to use it on the paper bag because there's a lot of movement in the paper bag. So I'm wondering if this paper is the wrong choice for that reason. And again, I don't think that's quite long enough. No. I think my belly is all kinds of angry with me right now. It's saying, you were supposed to feed me first. Oh, I just found some longer strips of music paper. Yippee! Okay, so I'm going to take off that plain border. And I need to take a moment to breathe and just calm down. Remember, I'm not in a race. Told you before, I feel like I am when I turn the camera on. Don't know why, it's just what I do. I really like that number there, but I don't want the straight edge. I'm wondering if I can tear it this way. How did that work? Well, that's a little bit fun. And I can see the crease in the bag there, so I think I'm going to follow that crease to tear the bottom. And I just remembered that I didn't want all of that. Don't know if you can see, but I have my big tub of paper here. So I'm tearing things and just popping the scraps back in there. I'm a little bit surprised it fits on my desk at the moment. It is a little bit of a balancing act. There's probably, oh, maybe a little bit more than that. No, about that. Hanging off the edge of my desk, one corner. Okay, I like that. Let me think. The text is upside down. That's a shame. That's an AntiquePaperie paper too, I believe. I'm really just looking for inspiration right now. See, that would be great, but it's fragile. So if I have a pocket, did I even explain that? So I will be gluing the sides down and having a little tuck spot in here as a tiny little pocket. I don't think I even explained that. Okay. Inspiration, come and find me. Oops. Oh, maybe I could use that. Hold that thought. My tissue paper. Just finding So I believe these are AntiquePaperie. I believe these are from a Backgrounds limited edition set. I will find the link for these and pop it in the description below. I did use these tissue papers on the CD slip covers that we created. So I will try and link that video in the description below also. Oh, I don't know where I want to take this. I kind of like the blues in that. Let's see. Problem is, I don't know whether those pinks work. I really don't feel like they do. I also have the burlap. That could be good, actually. Not really sure where I'm taking this, but if you haven't noticed by now, no direction whatsoever since I've turned the camera on. Oh, that's kind of fun. So this burlap and lace is from a burlap and lace kit from oh golly. Check the screen now. I will pop it there. I don't want to say in case I get it wrong. I think it's DigitalCurio. So I'm tearing both sides because I want imperfection on both sides of my paper. Oops. Kind of like both of those. Okay, so I've selected my papers. I decided to turn that into a little bit of a time lapse because I was fumbling a lot and it wasn't anything that anybody hasn't seen before. If this is the first time you're watching somebody create something with collage papers, I apologize. I do have other videos on my channel where I've done that sort of thing, but it just wasn't coming easily, and I went, I think I'm just going to select them and give you an overview just to save you any fluffing around, really. That's how I felt, or what I felt I was doing at the time. And it's funny, when I stopped focusing on talking to you and how it might look for you, it all sort of fell into place. So sometimes even I have to step back or just refocus. I don't know. I don't even know what that was, but that's how it happened. Some white down there which I hadn't noticed before. I do have tissue paper at the top though, so I'm just going to add some extra ink and cover that over. There's a slight border down that side of the page which clearly I haven't taken off. This part down here will be underneath the pocket. I'm not too worried about it. So let's start gluing. My poor old inking sponge. It's just not in a happy place really. Okay. I know I haven't finished inking yet, but I think I'll start popping things down as I do them. I do love the crinkle of the paper bag, so I'm hoping I don't eliminate that too much by adding the decorative papers to the front. I think I'll have some excess of this little piece of burlap paper to take off once the glue has dried. We'll see how it goes. You can see there. That's okay. We can fix that up. Okay, so I'm going to ink these couple of pieces. see. So that's without inking down this edge, and we'll add some ink and see how, or if there's a difference. I think there will be. I'm trying to justify my craziness right now. Okay, and that's with the ink. So it just adds that little bit of definition. Don't know if you can see it, but that's how I roll. Just trying to be careful not to tear my tissue. I knew the second time I picked that up it wasn't going to end well. Okay. So, doing this piece first. And then this one. Oh, that's fun. Okay. And everything's sticking to me now. I'm using a different page because the other one is a little bit tacky and the tissue will easily stick. So trying to be very careful adding my glue to this tissue. It is very delicate. I need to turn that around. Sorry guys. Oh goodness, really? Okay, can I lift that slightly? Totally worth it. I love that you can see through that. Kind of love that it's covered over that number 2, which I didn't realize it would. Oops. I want him down there. Oops. I love the way the line of the paper where it's torn kind of follows each other. That was what I was trying to achieve. So yay, I'm glad that worked out. And I think I want to put that over the burlap. I may even, oops, it's going to do its own thing because my fingers are really tacky. I want a little bit of that burlap to show through. Like that. Oops. Okay. I'm thinking some sort of label. I'm not sure where or how I want that to work. I'm not even sure it needs it. So these are Roxy Creation labels. Or do I want it down here? In the center? I'm not really a center kind of gal. Do I want it down here? Oh, down there's kind of fun. I like the color of that one more. I don't like that as much. Something to do with the tones, I think. kind of like that. It's already been inked. Not that, oh, has it? Maybe it's just really that dark. Everything's sticking to me. I like that too. I might ink both of those and we'll decide from there. I think this has been inked, but I will give it a little bit more. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I think that my ink is running dry and then I'll use it on something and it's so not dry. Like it has inked really dark on there. That has a very formal feel, and I don't know whether it's too formal for, it's like a cracked window. That's what I'm thinking of when I look at that. It's probably a little bit formal too with the square or rectangle border. I don't know. Or do I want to just layer? Oh, that's kind of fun. Yes, it is. So this is a Tracie Fox kit. I think it's part of the mini embellishments, but I'm not 100% sure. So these are some of the minis. Oh, they're so fun. That's so cute. Oh, there's a mushroom, guys. My fingers are so sticky. Or do I want this to go this way? Oh, that's kind of fun. It looks like the mushroom's growing out of the label. I like that. It's a little bit... I'm like, do I want something else? Maybe a piece of cheesecloth or something? Let me see. Don't want a big piece. That is fun. Where are... I just have some little scraps of fabric and lace and things to my left. Do I want that there? I don't know that I do. What about... I think something like that, if I can make it work. I don't think I want colour. Okay, I'll let you know. The reason I'm wondering if I need something else is not because I think it needs something else. It's because I've just calculated that I have 6 things altogether here. And it's not an odd number. So it's kind of messing with my head. So I'm like, maybe it does need something more. Just something really simple like that. Okay, let's see if I can make this work. Do I want it that way or do I want to turn that around the other way? Maybe I want to turn it around that way. This way has a little bit more detail at the, oops, at the top. I can play with that when I glue them all down. Just going to ink these. Okay. So I feel like that piece I want to put down next. Oops. Okay. Way too much glue there. Have a glue bubble. I want it that way. That way. Another glue bubble. So this one was first. Oops, and that's not where I want it. And I know I'm burnishing that down really well. I think this is the first time I've used fabrics without actually sewing. So sorry about that, everybody. I got a phone call. So I've just turned the camera back on. And I will say it wasn't even an important call. Okay. And I'm like, where was I? Oops. going to see if I can tear these extra papers away. Oh, golly. I'm going to be right on the bottom there. I should have torn them away before I started adding. Seeing if I can shift that up just a fraction. I didn't realise my burlap paper went over. I probably realised, but I forgot. I think it'll be okay. Okay, that's not going to work. I think I'm going to snip with the scissors to start it off. Better. Oops. Ah, I see my fabric is there. That's all good. Okay, I'm just going to add some ink around the bottom. Oops. Oh, that's really pretty. Part of me is like, maybe I should have left a little bit of the paper bag showing, but it's okay. I could do that with one of the others. We'll see. And clean my table, my craft mat. So I'm just going to add some glue and lock it in. And I just want to make sure I don't have any strings across there. A little seepage. Okay, and I have, oh well, I will have, I best not do that again because I just lifted my pocket up. I need to let it sit. A little pocket in there. I may even just pop a couple of paper clips on there, I think, while it dries. Oh, before I do that, I should show you. Golly. I'm a walking disaster, guys. Okay. Let's see if I can get you in camera properly, and I'm about to have the ruler drop on my desk. Okay, so that's our little brown paper bag, and it will sit on the page like that, I think. I'm quite sure that these ones fit on my page quite nicely. I will get it and show you. So just opening up to a page, and it will probably sit in there. I could create a little tuck out of that probably. We'll see. But I think it's really pretty. And that's the little cluster that we've created at the bottom. Very fun. Very, very fun. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I've really enjoyed this. It was actually nice to have a little play with something that didn't require too much thinking. And I look forward to seeing you all soon, everybody. Happy crafting. Bye for now.